Department of Energy. The mission of the Energy Department is to ensure America's security and prosperity by addressing its energy, environmental and nuclear challenges.
The science is clear that man-made emissions of air pollution and global warming gases are changing
global warming
our
is still an
atmosphere.
issue that the scientists are still debating, and you know it and I know it.
The debate on the causes of climate change are far from settled.
Well, the climate's always changing. That's not the fundamental question. The fundamental question is whether man-made activity is what's contributing most to it. I understand that people say there's a significant scientific consensus on that issue, but I've actually seen reasonable debate on that principle.
You look at this last year, it was the warmest year in the last decade, I think was the numbers that came out. I accept that. I do not say that it is man-made.
I don't think CO2 is a problem, and therefore I don't think it needs to be regulated.
We all breathe CO2, climate changes, but there's no evidence at all that it's man-made CO2 that causes the climate to change.
It could be secular. It could be just a shift on the axis.
The ice caps are melting, which we see over and over again. Yeah, they're melting on Mars, too.
The idea of human-induced global climate change is one of the greatest hoaxes perpetrated out of the scientific community. It is a hoax.
We can choose to believe that Superstorm Sandy and the most severe drought in decades and the worst wildfires some states have ever seen were all just a freak coincidence. Or we can choose to believe in the overwhelming judgment of science and act before it's too late.
I think that I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the ass.
Climate change is real, is a science. Are you convinced?
I'm not a believer in man-made. Look, this planet is so massive.
We're being told the planet will suffer catastrophically unless we cut our emissions.
Which scientists have you found most credible on this subject?
Well, I do agree that the science is not settled on this. The idea that we would put Americans' economy at jeopardy.
Destroy our economy, but it isn't going to change the weather.
Based on scientific theory that's not settled yet.